Can the Flash actually restart the multiverse just by running backwards? It's the kind of question that sounds simple enough. Or if running fast enough lets him travel through time, maybe just running in the opposite direction will let him undo, well, everything. But let's break it down. First off, you need to know, the Flash isn't just your friendly neighborhood speedster. Barry Allen's sometimes Wally West, sometimes Jay depending on the areas connected to the mysterious Speed Force. In DC Comics, this is an extra-dimensional energy source, part physical law, part cosmic plot device. It's what makes the difference between a guy running fast and a guy who can vibrate his molecules through walls, travel through time, and race a Kryptonian across the solar system. Now, with great speed comes great responsibility and sometimes terrible, universe-destroying consequences. If you've cracked open a comic book or tuned into a CW show in the last decade, you've probably seen the trope. Something goes horribly wrong, and it's up to Barry Allen to run so fast that he either fixes everything or breaks it even worse. Time travel is barely the tip of the iceberg. In the classic Crisis on Infinite Earths, Barry runs so fast he literally becomes part of the Speed Force itself. In Flashpoint, he rewrites history by running back in time to save his mother, unintentionally shattering reality and creating an alternate timeline. But let's be exact. Does running backwards actually let him restart the entire multiverse? Here's how it works, at least in the hyper-complicated storytelling logic of DC Comics. The Speed Force allows the Flash and other speedsters to reach such velocities that they can slip into the so-called time barrier. Once they cross it, they can travel backward and forward in time, and with enough effort and, usually, some emotional motivation or cosmic threat, they can sometimes slip between universes. Now, the running part isn't literal exactly. The mechanics of the Speed Force don't care if Barry is actually running forward or backward. They focus on vibration, resonance, velocity, and intent. In most depictions, when the Flash wants to change the past, he accelerates until he breaks through the dimensional barrier. The cosmic treadmill is sometimes used as a focus for this process, but in some stories, when the multiverse is in parallel collapsing, rebooting, disappearing, there's only one solution: run faster, or, more specifically, run so fast you outrun reality itself. Take Crisis on Infinite Earths as an example. As universes are destroyed by the Anti-Monitor's antimatter wave, Barry's only chance is to run counter to the force, annihilating all of existence. It's less running backwards like hitting reverse on an old VHS tape, and more about matching and then opposing the energy flow threatening the multiverse. In doing so, Barry essentially acts as a countercurrent, a force of creation balancing out destruction. He doesn't just save one timeline, he becomes an engine for cosmic rebirth. And in some versions, this means the multiverse is reset. New universes formed, old ones lost, the slate wiped clean. The Flash and his connection to the Speed Force is the ignition key. In other media, the symbolism of running is more literal. In TCW show, Barry enters the Speed Force and runs through time and across realities. Moratan Onse, he's depicted running in circles literally, generating the energy needed to restart or stabilize reality. In these moments, the physical act is both metaphor and mechanism. So, does running backwards restart the multiverse? Not exactly, at least. Not in the straightforward, pedal-to-the-metal sense. He doesn't fix everything by simply turning around and jogging in reverse. But the act of accelerating two unimaginable speeds crossing dimensions, opposing existential threats, has, time and again, let the Flash undo destruction, reweave the multiverse, or even spark cosmic reboots. It all comes down to the rules of the DC universe. At any given time, which famously are about as stable as a hamster on a treadmill. Sometimes, running fast enough will let you relive a day. Other times, it'll let you undo all of creation and forge a new reality. The direction of the running tends to be symbolic. Defying entropy, resisting annihilation, pushing back against obliteration. So, if you're ever stuck in a multiverse-ending crisis, remember, it's less about which way you're running, and more about whether you're willing to run past the end. And, of course, whether the Speed Force is feeling generous that day.